Hey, so one more thing in this week's activity is a pacing guide. Now, pacing means to do things in a consistent way, or for studying, that you're studying at a consistent time each day or a consistent amount of time each day. Um, so, what we want you to do, I can't tell you how many times that students will try to just study all the wait until Saturday and try to do everything within 5 hours or so. Well, sometimes they get this done, but they miss some critical time to learn and to ponder what they're learning. So when you take a little bit of time each day to study, then on some down times, like when you're commuting to and from work or when on your lunch break or time before you go to bed, you have time to think about what you're learning. So in this example, we have um, the this person is a female student is studying for 1 hour each day of the week before she goes to work. And then she has, some study time, a little bit more on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. She has gathering on Thursdays, and then a little bit more study time on Saturday. Now, some people, I've known people that have scheduled it to the hour, even to the minute. That's a little rigid for me. But the point is to find time each day that you can study. Now, one thing I want you to remember is to add and invite the Lord into your study. So pray. I can't tell you how many times things happen. Life just happens. For example, maybe a young child wakes up this morning with a fever. Well, there goes study time and there goes sleep. And then still have to work, but instead of study time, she's taking her child to the doctor, you know? So things like this happen frequently when you're studying. It may be, a sick child, it may be a relative that needs help, it may be a ward member, it may be a neighbor. I mean, things happen. It may be that you need to repair your car, it may be that you need to repair something in your house. Things happen all the time. So, what I encourage you to do is to pray and ask the Lord for help. Do a pacing schedule for sure. But then when something comes up, pray and say, Heavenly Father, I'm trying to do my part. Can you please help me? And I guarantee you, miracles will happen. I can't tell you how many times when I would schedule time to study and then something would happen. And I would get on my knees and say, Heavenly Father, I scheduled this time to study and I couldn't because my child was sick or something happened. I need your help. And then miracles will happen. So, something else I want to point out is giving and receiving peer feedback. And you'll be doing this in many certificate classes. In fact, I think in every single certificate class I took, I had to give feedback and receive feedback from my peers on my work. It's something that companies do frequently, and it just helps to make things better. It's when you receive feedback from your peers, it only helps to make your assignment better. When you offer feedback, they say to use the grading rubric, be specific and be kind. I want to offer you a little bit more. First of all, always find at least one thing that your peer did right and let them know. Because when we're learning, we want to know that what we're learning the right things and that we're applying those right things. So always tell your peer at least one thing that they did right. And the second thing is to limit your corrections to only 2. And the reason why I say that is it's just human nature. If you even all of us do multiple things wrong each day. I mean, we're just human. We make mistakes. And we make mistakes in our coursework. We make mistakes in our life. We make mistakes all the time. Well, if you list out 10 or 12 mistakes, people stop listening after the second one. So if you can just limit to 2, just think, well, what's one thing that my peer could do that would really make a big improvement? And then share that one thing. And if you really feel it's necessary, then do a second. But definitely just limit it, because it's hard for the human brain to process a lot of errors to correct. So that's my suggestion. Please, I just encourage you to pray and invite the Lord into your studies with you, into your education with you. I can't tell you how many times that if I didn't know what feedback to give to a peer, I would pray and ask Heavenly Father to help me with that, to give the right feedback to my peer. Or if my schedule got off, because it most frequently did, almost every week something would happen and I wouldn't be able to stay on my study schedule, I would pray and ask the Lord for help. I'm going to share one experience. There was one time when my son was going to receive an award, and family were coming from out of town to visit. And I thought, oh, I have this big deadline due on Saturday, but my family will be with me starting Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And I have this big project due on Saturday. Well, I asked Heavenly Father to help me, and I didn't want this hanging over my head. I asked my teacher if I could extend my deadline. I asked her in advance, and she said yes. But I asked Heavenly Father for help. And amazingly, I thought this is going to take so much time. But amazingly, Heavenly Father helped me, and I was able to turn in my assignment on Thursday. And I had the whole weekend to spend with my family. And I didn't have to worry about my studies because I turned all my work in early. So it was a miracle. And Heavenly Father wants to bless you with miracles like that. So invite the Lord into your education and pray and have faith. He wants you to succeed more than you do, and He